What is going on, everybody? This is Eric here with No Loss Production, and today we're going to kind of go over Streamlabs OBS and settings and kind of how to set it up. Now, we did do a earlier video probably several months ago when we did a setup video over OBS, but now we use Streamlabs OBS, which is called Slobs. I didn't name it, but anyways, you will find a link to Slobs in the description below. God, I hate that name. That is such a stupid name. Streamlabs OBS, if you're watching this, we got to figure out a different anagram because Slobs is just not working. So anyways, back to before I got distracted once again. Anyways, you will find a link in the description below for the Streamlabs OBS. It is a sponsored link. Free for you, helps the channel out. So make sure to use that link. Does help out tremendously. So when you do that, it's going to ask if you want to transfer everything over from OBS to Streamlabs OBS. Hit yes or hit no if you want to start a refresh. Completely your choice. So anyways, if you do that, it's going to bring over everything almost. It does leave some stuff out and some stuff needs to be re-altered, but you just playing around with it, you'll get it within a little bit. OBS or Streamlabs OBS does tells you what the essentials are to add. Now, when you look at this, most like this, the jar, chat box, stream label, a lot of this stuff is going to say essential next to it. So go ahead and click over on some of your essentials here, and we're going to go ahead and add that. So once you get to that, you can test your widget to make sure it works. Now, as my dancing character, you can put them wherever you want. I keep mine right in the middle so everybody sees who just subbed or sponsored or whatever the donation or whatever is going to pop up. I leave all my alert boxes in the middle. Now that alert box does cover sponsors, it covers subs, donations, super chats, whatever. So it covers all of that. So you don't, whereas on the original OBS you needed kind of multiple windows for that, it all falls under one alert box, which is nice. And as you can see down in the corner, you can test all the different widgets to see. I need to fix that one though. Oh, I never set that one up because I got rid of donations. Right. But anyways, I don't use donations. Long story. But anyways, so there is all of the different widgets all in one alert box, which is nice. It's all nice to have it in one spot. Now, before you carry over for any further, if you have a webcam, you want to add it. As you can see, I already have mine. But to add it, you just hit this little plus sign right here, and you go down to video capture device. And as you see, my Elgato is there, and so is my camera. And the reason it's black and behind is because I have the green screen, obviously. So you can use that and add an existing from OBS, but if you didn't have one, just add a new source and name it, and you can click from your available stuff. Now, what if you're using a DSLR camera? Then you're going to need probably a video link, or if it runs off a smaller USB or something, then you can plug it in your computer, and I'm sure it'll pop up. I don't have a DSLR camera, so I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. I know Elgato makes a cam link that you just plug and play, and it pops up like that. But anyways, so that is that. But what if you're wanting an overlay and all that stuff there? Well, the beautiful thing about Streamlabs OBS is they offer all this stuff here for free. Like, no extra charge, no hidden fees, no nothing. They just give it to you. And what's really cool is some of them are static, and then like if it's animated, it'll say animated next to it. Like, these move. And then some of them are based on just certain games, and then some of them are just can be used on anything, as you can see where it's animated up here. And they always use the same people in the pictures too. But when you install overlay, it will install a fresh set. Then you'll have to re-add the scenes. That's why before you get too far into it, let's go back over here. Before you get too far into adding all this stuff, when you add that, say, as you can see, we tested out some of the stuff. Before you get too far into it, make sure if you're going to use one of those overlays that you go ahead and don't waste your time over here, because this stuff will be gone. So yeah. and then it'll upload like whatever these themes are. Say you use this theme, and yeah, they have all different kinds of stuff for you to use, whether it is static or animated. It's 42 pages worth of stuff to go through, so plenty of options. Whether you're a Fortnite streamer, PUBG streamer, Overwatch streamer, or just want some really cool looking stuff that's not theme based, they got you covered on that as well. That's not animated and that's animated. If you don't want to go through all the static themes, you can just kind of break it down and just highlight all the animated ones. So really simple and easy to use. Personally, I don't like to use the cameras mainly because the ones that use these kind of stuff here, they don't have a green screen, so you just see the room. I have a green screen, so then I have all this empty space, and it just looks really weird to me. So personally, I don't like overlays, but I mean, as you can see, they got all kinds. So really cool stuff, and of course, they come all equipped with the starting stream soon, or if you're gonna have to take a break and whatever, you can hit be right back. So there's all kinds of stuff there. So with that out of the way, let's carry back on. Say you don't want that, you're just going to carry over here. You're going to make your own overlay like I do. That'll work. So if you want your own overlay, you're going to go over here. Well, let's back that up for a second. You're going to hit the little plus sign. Anytime you want to add something, hit the plus sign. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, go to image, and you can see I already have it pre-installed from this scene here. If you don't, you'll have to go to add a new source, go down to documents, or wherever you might keep your stuff. So anyways, we're going to add that scene. Now, as you can see, we have all of this. But what's the point of an overlay if you're not going to have stuff in it? So basically what I do with my overlays is I come over here and we'll go with the event list. And you're going to add a new source. The good thing about this is, like I said, it's all in one place, so you don't have to kind of hunt it down like you had to in the old OBS, where you went to Streamlabs and hit the copy and then go back and add the browser source and then put it in. It makes it a lot simpler. To crop it, just hold down the Alt button and you can crop it all the way up. Boom. Now, to add more, you just keep hitting the plus button and you can just go at this all day long. You can change the colors, the text, you can change it all, whatever you want. And we're going to open this up just a wee bit more. Right there is good. And actually, we're going to crop that down just a wee bit. Get it in that window. Boom. So yeah, there you have it. Actually, we didn't need to crop that at all. So it gets right there. And then you crop it. So anyways, as you can see, you just can't keep playing with it and figure out where you want your stuff. So as you can see, now we have the items that shows people that donated, who sponsored, and it also pops up for super chats and everything else. So once you have that, you just hit the plus button, you carry down, and you can just keep adding stuff. You want to add a chat box, you want to add subscription goals. The stream box never worked good for me, so I stopped using it. Basically what it is, it pops up with this health bar, and for every time somebody subs, this health bar goes down, and it kind of helps people motivate every time somebody subs, the health bar would go down. It pops up and it says, you took this much health from you. Anyways, it's kind of gives a way for people to want to subscribe to activate kind of like a mini game or a way to participate for subbing. Personally, it just never worked well. I haven't tried it since the new update, but who knows? We might try to get it out there. But as you can see, that's what it looks like once it goes away. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and remove that scene. And all you have to do is hit the delete button, enter to delete it. And yeah, you want to add a GIF, you want to add stuff to it, you want to use image. And you can either go to where you have them, or you can use ones that are existing from previous OBS or whatever. And basically, we have all different kinds of stuff in here. So basically, that's all you have to do to keep adding GIFs. If you want to add a browser source, which I don't have any, actually I do. So we want a sub count. I was about to say I don't have any browser source, but anyways, add existing source. So here we go. Now when you get this, it's going to be fully colored. You have to go in by filters, and you'll have to play with it. You'll have to add a chroma key to it and play around with it till you get to the colors and the opacity that you're looking for. Same thing with crop. If you don't have it cropped, that's what it's going to look like. And then when you try to do something with it, for some reason in the Streamlabs OBS you can't crop from left to right. They just don't let that happen. So to fix that, you basically go in here and you have to crop it yourself from left to right. And then from there, you can go down and then crop up to down, down to up. But for some reason, left to right just does not work. Copy and paste through the mouse does not work. Basically, if you want copy and paste, you have to use Control-C or Control-V. That's about the only way you're going to get that up and running. So this has a snapping feature, so you can't always get it exactly where you want. The up, down, left, and right arrow key on your keyboard will move it around for you, so you can get to where you want to actually set it and center it off. So let's go ahead and turn off Travolta down here. So anyways, so that's how you add all that stuff. Now that we kind of covered the bases of that, now we can kind of look at how to add an Elgato or a window capture if you're doing off a PC, or if you're doing off of, say, a window capture for your PlayStation. I know I did a video about a month or so ago on how to use Streamlabs without a capture card for PlayStation and Xbox. And basically, to capture that, you're going to hit the plus here. Now, if you have a capture card, you're going to use video capture device, and as you can see, my Elgato is right there. But if you don't have a capture card, you're going to want to hit. You have display capture, game capture, and window capture. I use display capture. Display captures everything that's on the screen right now, and that's what I use for streaming for anything that's not on console or with a capture card via what I'm using here. I'm using display capture, as you can see. So, with that, normally your Elgato would go up, but then when I do that, you're not going to see what I'm doing here, down here at the bottom. Or at least you wouldn't be able to in the old OBS. I don't know in this OBS if you can or not. I'm not going to take a chance on having to redo this film over on that as a fluke. So anyways, so now that you get all your stuff set up, you're ready to stream, you're ready to get at it, but you haven't set up your settings yet. So let's hop right over to settings. All right, so this is your general settings. You can change it to dark output, everything like that. This is pretty much self-explanatory. I don't really much do anything else in this. Y'all can play around with it if you want, kind of learn more about it if you want, but it's really nothing that will... This is more for user preference. Your viewers, your audience isn't going to see this. So, go down to stream. This is where you go, where you're at Twitch, YouTube. I use Restream so I can stream on multiple sites at once. You go to stream type, and these are your streaming services. This is if you only want to stream to one place. I use a custom streaming server so I can stream at 3 places at the same time. And this is your URL that you copy, and then your stream key. Same thing you would do with YouTube or Twitch. You copy the URL and the stream key. It should be down there at the bottom. On Twitch, I think you have to kind of jump through a couple of hoops. But on YouTube and Restream makes it a little bit easier. Anyways, next thing you want to do is set up your video. If you're going to do 1920 by 1080p, you're going to need a little bit better internet than 2500 bitrate streaming. That's 720p. If you try to do 2500 at 1080p, you're going to get a lot of lagging and buffering and kind of that jittering look. So anyways, I set my stuff at 1920 by 1080p. Then I use this lens, whatever, the sharpening scale here. I use this one. The FPS type, I use the common one. There's integer, and then there's fractional. I don't know what those do. I just stick with the common FPS value, with the common FPS value of being 60. All right, for audio. Now, if you're not using a capture card, it's not going to capture the audio of whatever you're streaming, whether it's PC, whether it's your PlayStation or your Xbox without the capture card. You have to go through this. Basically, your desktop audio, whatever you hear the game sound from your PC, that's what you're going to want to set it up as. I use Realtek as all my audio interfaces. Because when you first look at this, it's all going to say default, default, default. Same thing with microphones. You'll have to go in there, set your microphone up. As you can see, there's my Elgato sound capture card, but I use the Yeti microphone. I don't use 2 microphones or 3 microphones, and I only use 1 audio desktop voice. But you can have multiple running, so if you want background music over here, play through, like say you want background music playing through your NVIDIA high definition audio, you can do that. So, but I don't do all that. I don't play music on my stream. But anyways, to each his own. So let's move over to output. This is where the bulk of the stuff is taken care of at. So you want to make sure that you're in advanced mode. You're going to go down to encoder. Now, can you stream off of Simple? Yes. Yes, you can. And until you want to learn this stuff or understand it a little bit more, there's nothing wrong with running on Simple. But to fine-tune your stream, to kind of play around with it, to better it, then advanced is going to be your go-to there. So anyways, here we go with encoder. We use the NVEC. This is your graphics card working. Now I use a GTX 1050 Ti for my NVEC, for my encoder, but you can use your software 264, which that's your CPU. 264 is your CPU, NVEC is your encoder. You're going to get a better stream and better clear quality off of software 264 than you are NVEC. The reason I use my NVEC is because I multitask so much on my CPU already that the stream becomes laggy. I don't have a very good CPU. I have an i7 6700K, but for some reason it just chokes, and I don't know. So anyways, it chokes. Anyway, so I use my NVEC to do the encoding, which it works great. It just, if you 264 is going to be a slightly better difference. Most people aren't going to be able to tell the difference in it anyways, but for people who are picky with their video and audio, you're going to be able to see a difference. Rate control, alright, back this up for a second. Enforce streaming service encoding settings. Do not click that. If you click that, and Twitch has this one encoding stream over here, but you also stream on YouTube, then they're going to conflict and it's not going to work. Leave that off. I would rather fine tune it and figure out to get them to both work than try to follow the enforced streaming services. Just doesn't work. I don't deal with rescale output. Anytime you want to do your output video, go to video and do it. You'll get a better video quality. Now we're going to move down. You have multiple here. I don't know what lossless is. That's new, and I'll have to look it up to find out what it is, but I don't know what it is. Anyways, there's lossless, CPQ. I don't like CPQ. I don't know what it stood for. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, then you have VBR, which is variable bit rate. Variable bit rate means I have mine set at 9,000. But say my internet fluctuates like everybody's does. It's going to fluctuate. So that variable bit rate, be like, okay, we're going to look at 9,000. Ooh, and it's going to jump over here to the 6,000, and back to 7,000, 4,000, 9,000. It's going to jump around a lot, which is going to cause issues for your stream. So I use CBR, which is a constant bit rate. So I'm telling it I want 9,000 bit rate, and it'll fluctuate anywhere from 8,500 to 9,000, give or take, and it doesn't give it a whole lot of room to move. It's still going to fluctuate. You can't control that, but it keeps it from bouncing as much as VBR does. Keyframe interval, you're going to want that set at 2. A lot of people, I've heard people say set it at 1. When I set it at 1, Twitch spazzed the F out on me. Like, they did not like 1. Not Twitch, Mixer. They didn't like 1. They wanted 2. Google was like, yeah, we can handle it, but we don't like it that much. And Twitch is like, I love 1. 1's my favorite number. But if you set it for 2, Twitch don't care, YouTube don't care, and Mixer's happy. Like I said, I stream on all 3, and 2 seems to be the perfect interval for every platform I've run across. So, 2's a good number. Preset high quality. There's a lot of these I haven't played with, but I know when I did like the Blu-ray and stuff like that, my PC wasn't able to handle it. So I just do high quality. My new PC, I should be able to do either Blu-ray quality or low latency high quality. So we'll see how that works out. But anyways, profile I leave on main. Level I leave on auto. I don't use 2-pass encoding. You're more than welcome to study this stuff and try to figure it out on your own, but that's just I don't deal with that. It's just too much. Recording wise, basically I keep it the same as my thing, as my streaming. Now you can go in and change it to do differently. You can use the CPU to record and do stuff, but I just use the same settings as my streaming to my recording. So, hotkeys. Some people like them, some people don't. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to start streaming on something, then you can do Control Alt S, or you can just do D, or you can do backspace. Whatever you click in there is what's gonna start the stream. So that's what's going to set that up. Now, like I said, everybody's different. People like different things. Some people want Control Alt Tab and an A for it. So it's just whatever you want to do. So there's several different options you can do there. Same thing with the transition studios. So if you want to go back and forth between scenes, you can just kind of hit a button, kind of like a Streamlabs deck. Same thing when you go down to your images. You can set up hotkeys for that. So I could hit one, like, let's hit the, did I put any of those? But if you hit one, it would open this up here. So, but I don't use hotkeys because I'd accidentally tap it and something would pop up or stop my stream or something. Something bad would happen, so I don't do that. So that's a no-no for me, but a lot of people really love hotkeys. Plus, I used to have cats, so they would walk across my keyboard and stuff, so it was always a bad thing. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, you have your scene collections. You can export, overlay files, and all that stuff over here. Advanced, I don't really do anything in advanced. I don't touch advanced. And I just leave it at the whatever the default settings for that were. Appearance as well, and then remote control. You can remote control OBS from your phone. I don't do that either. So anyways, that's it on the settings. So once you have all your settings and you add your stuff through the audio, like the desktop audio, you'll see them here in the mixer. And of course you can go through your mixer and change all of this. But if you're having issues with volume, a lot of the times you can just go to Realtek. Like I keep my Realtek volume at 16. And a lot of times people will come in the stream, oh, it's too loud. It's at 16. So if I go any lower, I can't hear them. 16, I can barely hear people. Sometimes I don't hear them at all. And they're like, why aren't you answering me? Well, that's why. But anyways, you can change all your different playbacks however you have it set up in your stuff. And if you have a Yeti microphone, you can change the settings here. I keep mine at 23. Some people say they can't hear me. Some people say I'm too loud. So it's kind of like you can't please everybody. But anyways, that is it. My bad. So anyways, I forgot to say, when y'all do the output, and I said 9,000, don't use 9,000 unless you have good internet. Let me back that up for a second. Go to speedtest.net and run an internet test. Now, right now it's storming for me, so my internet's going to be like poop. For some reason, my internet company does not like rainstorms. I think it might be scared of them. I don't know. But as you can see, it had a kind of a hard time getting moving. My internet just doesn't like rainstorms. So this is where you get your numbers from. Don't worry about your download. Look at your upload. So your upload is where your issues are going to be. Hence why I use 9,000. That still leaves me plenty of room for any kind of other stuff I'm using. If your upload is only 7,000, don't try to put 9,000 in there. You're asking for more internet than you have. You can't do that. So you have to kind of leave room. The good rule of thumb is I try to use 1/3, maybe a little bit more. I know obviously 9,000 is a little bit more than 1/3 of 22,000. I think. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. What I try to do is I try to leave enough for buffering. Like if I had 7,000, I was using 5,000. I was leaving 2,000 for buffering and everything else. If I have, well, actually, I was at 9. I was using. But anyways, yeah, you kind of play with it, kind of find where the sweet spot's at. I've tried to go by other people's rules of thumbs, and like that's why as you can see, I can crank it up a lot higher than 9,000. I don't because the internet fluctuates. As you saw when that download speed hit, it fluctuated hard. You can't help it. You don't have no control over your ISP, or IPS, Internet Provider Service, or Internet Service Provider, ISP. I had it right the first time. Anyways, yeah. You don't have any control over their stuff. You're going to get different results each time. Another good one to use is testmy.net. I like to use them a lot too. It's a little bit more accurate than a Flash one, but this does the job as far as marginal error. Like this one over here will say I have a 21 upload, and that over there will say I have a 19.9 upload, or if it says I have a 20, it might be a 17. It's marginal error. Well, 17 would be not a marginal error, but it's usually not that big of a difference. So yeah, that is where you get your numbers from. Don't try to max it out. If you're getting lagging and buffering, keep playing with it. If you're only getting 5,000, you're using 2,500 to buffer with, don't stream at 1080p. You can stream at 720. Don't try to stream at 1080p. It's not going to work. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Sorry for it being a little lengthy, but I kind of space out here and there. And then I'm trying to cover everything. I'm trying to really cover my bases here to make sure that y'all see everything and get everything covered. But hopefully I did. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what y'all guys think. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and Godspeed.